Well, good evening, Chattanooga. Good evening, Dalton. Welcome to Sports Viewpoints. My name is Bill Bolen. I am your host, and we call it Sports Viewpoints for a very particular and important reason. We call it that because we take your viewpoints on sports, and to do that, you got to give us a call, 423-698-TV39. For those of you that don't have numbers and letters on your phones, 423-698-8839 is the phone number to call. So give us a call, talk about anything you want to talk about. We were going to have a professional wrestler, the Nature Boy, Paul Lee, I forget his last name, was going to be on our show. He is not. I even wore deodorant for this happy occasion. He might have appreciated that too. Yeah, he might have appreciated that, and so but I don't know. He's not going to be on our show. We can talk professional wrestling. We can talk the NFL playoffs going on right now. We can talk college football recruiting. We can talk college basketball happening in big effect. Of course, the NBA, NHL, Major League Soccer draft day today. If you're even a guy who used to play for Chattanooga FC, Mark Sherrod, drafted by Houston today. So a lot of things going on, and we can talk about anything that you want to talk to in the world of sports, and just give us a call. We can talk, and even controversy, right? We can do controversy. We can talk about, like, should kids and college athletes get paid? We can talk about that. We can talk about who should be fired or not hired as what coach. There's okay, so Georgia loses their offensive coordinator, and no one seems anything but happy about it. I've never seen anyone lost and no one cried one single bit. And you turn around and get the national championship offensive coordinator in return for Georgia. So, a defensive coordinator, excuse me. Sorry, okay, I got corrected. See, that's why we have fact checkers here. That's why you need to watch the show. We correct, look, unlike the morning talk shows, we correct our facts right after we say it. Not like 4 weeks later or 2 days later after lawsuits. No, like we have, there's a coordinator there. So our Georgia guy will tell me, right? Who used to be the defensive coordinator for Georgia? Todd Grantham. And who is the new defensive coordinator for Georgia? The guy from Florida State. That's a good answer. Yeah. So it turns out pretty good. And I think whoever made the best hire in college football is Penn State, who got James Franklin from Vanderbilt. And I know a lot of Tennessee folks don't like Vanderbilt and don't like that Franklin made Vanderbilt step up and bow out a little bit playing Tennessee. But I think a great hire for Penn State. And they're on probation for 2 more years. But you may see in the 3rd year huge improvements at Penn State. What were you going to say, Brent?
Well, before Kiffin skips out on Alabama.
Oh, yeah, I know, Kiffin. Oh, I forgot the most important thing, and I'll save it for someone else to talk about. Yeah, the 3rd Saturday in October is going to be huge this year with Van Tiffin coaching for Alabama. And I don't know, he was consulting with Alabama for their last 2 losses, which are 2 of their 3 losses over the last 3 years. but that's that's neither here nor there. But yeah, a lot going on. That's what's going on in the world of sports. Give us a call, 423-698-TV39 if you want to talk about anything, and then we will be glad to talk to you if that is on your mind. What else should we talk about here? Jeremy Pruitt, by the way, is the guy from Florida State, right?
Sounds good.
Yeah, that's the guy.
How Frankie fact check that right here?
Frankie, well, we fact check it while we're listening. Yeah, we're fact checking it. So we'll see. We have an independent verification of this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, and this is going to make some people quite angry. The winner of the Bear Bryant Award for Coach of the Year, named after, of course, Paula Bear Bryant, coach of Texas A&M and Alabama and Kentucky. The winner this year, Gus Malzahn of Auburn. Yeah. There is some angry redneck somewhere. Bear would not like that. Yeah. So, but hey, you put out an award, and guess who wins it sometimes, not who you want to. Let me see. Hoops going on tonight. Mocs are playing. Lady Vols are playing. A lot going on in sports. We'll be glad to talk about anything you want to. in the world of sports, I believe Chattanooga about to tip off with Appalachian State tonight. So those are things are happening. Yeah, recruiting. We haven't talked about recruiting in a while. Vanderbilt had a great class coming up. It has just completely imploded. One announced yesterday they're going to sign with Tennessee instead of Vanderbilt. Just Sean Robertson over at Montgomery Bell Academy. I want to say two to four of the Vanderbilt signees have now signed with Penn State. A lot of them have dropped out. So yeah, Vanderbilt had a great class going with James Franklin as coach, and they will be imploding. As far as the other SEC teams, all the SEC teams pretty much having a great year in recruiting. It is good to be the SEC because you're right in the middle of recruiting, and whoever you are, even if you're Kentucky, kind of at the bottom, you get to say, hey, we play Georgia, Tennessee, and Florida every year. You know, if you want your parents to see you on television, come here, and so. Georgia Southern may have some good recruiting. Yeah, Georgia Southern moving up. Of course, I would think the recruiting would be last year because you join and you get to move up without the 1 year penalty. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Georgia Southern does. And Appalachian State is becoming Division I this year. We'll see what they do in the Sun Belt Conference and through all the shuffling going along. And so yeah, so two former Southern Conference teams will be in the Sun Belt, and I think a great addition for the Southern Conference. Obviously, East Tennessee State's coming back to the Southern Conference, and Mercer I think is a great pickup for out of Macon, Georgia. Mercer, a great mid-level basketball school, will be coming. I think it'll become a big rivalry with Chattanooga, and I want to say one of the Atlanta schools was joining, or who knows. It's hard to keep up with it, but hey, we'll talk about it. We talked a little bit about it now, even without you talking. So we'll be glad to talk about anything that's on your mind. So Brent, what was the Nature Boy, Paul Lee, going to be talking about tonight on the show?
He was going to be talking about Crime Scene, an upcoming show.
Yeah, great. Yeah, that's right. Crime Scene, a great show. He'll be on before then. It's a big show coming up at AWF Wrestling down there in Ringgold.
It's going to be a ladies handcuff on a pole.
Ooh, ladies handcuff on a pole match.
Between
handcuff.
Miranda Rice and former NWA Women's World Champion Tiffany Rocks.
Oh yeah, Tiffany Rocks, former the NWA champion from the area. A lot of great wrestling. We'll be glad to talk about that. Anything that's on your mind, we will discuss it. So come back and join us. 423-698-8839, the phone number to call. We'll be back in 2 minutes with more Sports Viewpoints.